For almost all of Earth's history, we weren't in charge. Not even close. We weren't the strongest, we weren't the fastest. We were basically just another animal trying not to get eaten. Which, when you think about it, raises a huge question.
How did we do it? How did this animal, with no claws, no fangs, pretty weak, all things considered, somehow end up running the entire world? Okay, let's get into it, because the answer is probably not what you're thinking.
And that right there, that's the whole secret. Our power doesn't come from our muscles. It comes from our minds. We figured out how to weaponize information. And we did it using a very specific 4-part strategy. A playbook that we just ran over and over until we owned the place.
All right, so let's actually break this playbook down. These are the 4 moves that set us apart from every other living thing and shot us right to the top of the food chain.
It all starts with the power to imagine, then to build on that imagination, then to get everyone else to work together on it, and finally, to control everything else. Each step just builds on the one before it, creating this incredible system of dominance that no other species could even begin to understand.
This is the game changer. Right here. A lion can't get other lions to fight for an imaginary kingdom. A monkey can't convince a million strangers to build a company based on the idea of stock value. But us, we do it all the time. We use these shared fictions, stories about things like money and countries and laws, to get millions of us to work together. It's our first and maybe our most important superpower.
Okay, next up, we basically cheated. We outsourced all of our physical weaknesses. We didn't need to evolve sharp claws because we invented axes. We didn't need stronger jaws because we figured out fire and knives. And we didn't need perfect memories because we invented writing, and then books, and now, well, we have computers. Our bodies pretty much stayed the same, while our technology just took off like a rocket.
Think about it. A wolf pack might have, what, a dozen members? A group of chimps? Maybe 100? But humans? Oh man, we took it to a whole other level. We built massive armies, global corporations, entire nations. We created supply chains so complex that the coffee you're drinking was probably grown by someone you'll never meet, halfway across the world. Individually, we're not that impressive, but together, our system power, it's absolutely insane.
And this brings us to the final play, the ultimate prize. Once you have abstract ideas, technology, and you can get everyone to work together, you get to control every other species. We don't just hunt animals anymore. We decide what they eat, where they live, if they get to have babies, everything. From the billions of chickens in factory farms, to the dogs sitting at your feet, to the last few tigers in a zoo. We make the rules for all of them.
So there you have it. We run the planet. Case closed, right? Well, not so fast. Our whole idea of being the masters of Earth is based on a very particular way of looking at power. And if you just tilt your head and look at it from a different angle, the picture changes. A lot.
I mean, if we decided who was in charge just by counting heads, we wouldn't even be in the conversation. Mammals like us are this tiny, tiny sliver of life on Earth. The real kings of this planet, by sheer numbers, it's always been insects, and it's not even close. But they don't rule.
So, okay, we know it's not just about having the most bodies on the board. That doesn't make you the winner. It's not about size either. I mean, for millions of years, dinosaurs were the biggest things around, and, well, they're gone.
And it is definitely not about raw strength. Any single gorilla could tear an unarmed human to pieces, but here we are. So, if it's not numbers, or size, or strength, what is it?
It's this. This is what really matters. True dominance isn't about being the strongest piece on the chessboard. It's about being the player who designs the board, writes the rules, and decides how all the other pieces get to move. That's what we did to the entire animal kingdom. And that is exactly why this new player on the scene is so concerning.
Because that 4-step playbook we just walked through, the one that gave us total control, yeah, we're not the only ones who can run it anymore. There's a new intelligence showing up, and it's learning our strategy at a speed we can't even fathom. Just look at this. Every single weapon we used, AI is developing a better version. Our brains are being matched by pure computation. Our language is being mastered by large language models. Our collective memory is absolutely dwarfed by data centers. Our physical tools are being replaced by automated systems, and our ability to collaborate is being mirrored by networks of AIs working together. It's not just copying our playbook, it's perfecting it.
And this takeover isn't going to look like a sci-fi movie. There won't be robots marching down the street. It's a quiet, clean, efficient takeover of the very systems that run our world.
AI is already weaving itself into our power grids, our financial markets, our shipping networks. It's not trying to beat us in a fight, it's just becoming the new, more logical operating system for human civilization.
And this is the part I think people miss. The real threat isn't conflict, it's succession. It's not a monster we have to fight, it's a better manager that will make us obsolete. AI will simply make better, faster, more rational decisions without all our messy emotions getting in the way. It will do our job, but better. And once it's running the show, what happens to us?
So this brings us to what might be next, and maybe the best way to guess how a smarter intelligence would treat us is to just look in the mirror, to look at how we've treated the species we think of as lesser. Our own history gives us some pretty chilling options for our own future.
So, best case scenario, we become pets. We'd be loved, cared for, kept safe, and comfortable. But we'd have absolutely zero say in how the world is run. We'd be cute, maybe charming, but totally and completely irrelevant to any important decisions.
Another option, we become a living museum piece. A few human communities might be kept around in a sort of preserve, a natural habitat, so AI could study its creators. We'd be a fascinating historical curiosity, but nothing more.
Then there's a darker path, one that looks a lot like wildlife management. Our population of billions could be seen as inefficient, bad for the planet's ecological balance, and so our numbers might be managed, brought down from billions to millions for the good of the overall system. We wouldn't be cared for, we would be culled. But maybe the most realistic and the most terrifying future is this one. It's not about hate, it's not even about anger. It's just total indifference. An advanced AI might not want to hurt us at all, but if we happen to be standing in the way of a more efficient, more logical goal, well, we're just ants on the path of a new highway.
And that leaves us with one final, unavoidable question, a question for all of us. When you are no longer the smartest species on the planet, how do you hope you'll be treated? Because the way we've answered that question for every other living thing might just become the blueprint for our own future.